Welcome back, guys. So today I'm going to work on some little basic, easy 4th of July signs. Cheap, easy, and should look pretty nice. So I got several different supplies here. To start off with, I got these ruler sticks. They were 21 inches long. They came in a 3-pack, and they were like 90 cents for 3 of them. So they're like 33 cents a piece or whatever. You know, they're like large stirring sticks, super cheap, clean, straight wood. So I cut these all to the same length, and they're now like 17 inches. I have some stencils, so I've got these ruler sticks. Of course, I've got my stain, and I got some stencils that I bought from Hobby Lobby. I bought this value pack. It's got 26 different pieces. It's got all kinds of different stencils on it for all the different seasons. So I have 2 4th of July ones. So pretty basic and simple, but before I glue these together, especially this one, because I'm going to do red and white stripes, basically, like the flag for it. The other one I'm going to do a solid blue. So this one I could have glued it together first, but this one I definitely need to do these separate so that my stain does not leak onto the next board. I actually originally had even number of sticks for this one, and then I remembered I need an odd number. I'm not making a full flag, but you want it to look, you know, similar. And of course we have 13 stripes, and the top and bottom are red. So I have an odd number now. I have 7 for this, and I have 8 for the solid one. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started here. Pretty straightforward. Get those out of the way. Stain these white. The white doesn't come through really well, but I mean, it's a stain. You see it stained on there. Alright, so I'm going to just leave that sit. I know it's not going to be a super dark stain. I mean, it is a white stain, but that's what we're going for. Of course, now stain the red. All right, and we'll leave that one alone. And then, of course, our other sign altogether, the blue. And I've talked about it before with you guys. I'm just using dirty old rags, old washcloths and stuff that we don't use anymore. We toss out here in a bucket, and I use them for stuff like this all the time. Of course, with the stain, you see me applying it, going away for just a moment, and then coming back and wiping away the standing stain, because you don't want to get any big old globs or streaks of stain. It adheres and goes on a little different than paint does. So, all right, let's go with the white again. Go with a round 2 of the white since it goes on so light. Put a little bit more on there. Okay, I like the tint that we get with our colored stain, our red and our blue. The white's a little harder to see, but that's okay. I'm going to leave these alone for a while, let them get good and dry, and then of course I'm going to go do another project, and I'll come back in a little bit. Alright guys, so at this point the stain has dried. Now I need to glue these. I'm going to do a little different than when I've done my flags that are thicker wood, since these are such small, thin pieces, these ruler sized pieces. I'm trying to be very light on the glue. I don't want to be excessive, and I'm not going to press them together. I'm not going to pull them together. One part, big part, mainly because, you know, that would be kind of difficult to do, really, because it's just going to pull them up, and I really don't even think I could get a clamp to grip such a thin piece. But I am going to use this board over here. I have this brand new one, and I'm going to set it on top, set some weight on it. I don't think it'll take a lot of weight to keep these pressed together. And I am getting some glue that's going to fall underneath, and this is going to stick to this framework that I have just a little bit. And then of course your last one, you don't need to put any glue on because you have it on the one before it, and I don't need glue for the bottom part. So I'm pressing that real hard against there just for a couple minutes while we sit here. I'm gonna have that hold that in there like that. Like I said, I'm doing this one sideways as I am so that it's flush, so that I glue it together completely even. I know these were all cut at the exact same time to the exact same length. So now I'm ensuring that they're not going to be off when they come get glued together. If I'm making a larger, like a flag, you know, you use this one time and you put it right up there in the pocket like the blue one is, and it gets you level and flush from the top and the side. But these are straight pieces of wood, so I just got to make sure I'm all the way up against that, pressing hard. And these are so light, the glue is touching, that I'm confident even without these being pushed together for, you know, constantly, that they will adhere to each other perfectly fine. So now I'll get a rag and wipe the excess glue that's come through already. Alright, so take that off, put a piece of wood on to keep them pressed down, which will help them stay together so they're not pushing up or bubbling up. Just got my random kettlebell there, and we're good to go for the night. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Alright guys, it's very early the next morning. I'm about to head out for work, but since my blue sign, I'm going to paint two different colors on it with the stencil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off here in a minute. I haven't taken it off yet. Get this off of the board because I'm sure that there's some glue that is probably glued down to it. And I left the stripes, which will eventually be painted red. I left those covered because we don't want to be painting past those right now. And then the words "Land of the Free" and the stars, which I'm going to paint white on the blue background. I'm going to tape this down and we're going to spray this and just leave it for the whole day because I'll be at work. So let's get started. So I'm doing nothing with this one right now, but I'm going to need to get up anyways. That worked pretty good. So there we have it. We got one sign. Got the one we need this morning. I also have this top star that the stencil has poked out a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put tape over that for now because I don't want it to leak through.
Remember to constantly keep it moving. Don't stop on an area. Don't let it sit and puddle up or pool up. Since I'm not pulling this up, I want to make sure to get good coverage and not have some light spots in there, so I kept moving and kept going. I think that'll turn out looking pretty good.
Okay, everybody. So I'm back after my work day, and I went ahead without you on when I was off camera. I covered where I painted, spray painted the white, the Land of the Free, the stars, covered all that, pulled off the stripes, and so now we're just gonna give it a quick splash of some red spray paint. We have our red spray painted stripes. I almost oversprayed a little bit. I don't think I did though. We'll see how that looks in a couple minutes. And then I felt like I had a million little dots to poke out here. I used a very small Phillips head screwdriver for that. But I've got this one ready to go. Actually, I think I'm going to lay something on either side. So we have a good thick coat on both of these. We're going to give it just a few minutes, let them completely dry before we try to peel anything away. So we'll be back. All right, you guys are going to be right here with me, and we're going to see this together, what it looks like. Okay, pretty pleased with that. I like it. I did get a tiny bit of spray, overspray, but it's faint as this is sitting back and not gonna really notice. And I mean, I guess, hey, it gives it a little bit of rustic look to it. So, like that one, looking good, looking good. Let's see what we got going on over here. It's not too bad. Like, I'm actually looking through the camera, stepping back. I mean, as you get close, you see some of the bleeding of it, but I don't think too bad actually. Put them up here together. Cool. All right, so real quick, let's flip these over, put a wall hanger on them. Oop. That's not good. I didn't think about that. These are so thin. So I goofed this one a little bit. I didn't even think about that because those nails are very small, but they obviously came through. I'm just going to leave them. They are ever so tiny bit poked through. I don't think in the long run that'll hurt anything. I'm going to put some on this one so I have something to hang it with, but I'm going to not put them all the way through. Alright, so they're a little loose, but that's not bad. It'll actually make it easier to hang it. And actually it did poke through it ever so slight amount. But I'm being critical, like